Okay, let's get into this. We're diving into something really central, I think, to innovation right now, especially with AI everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about how humans and machines are, well, starting to create knowledge together.
And what happens when our old ways of thinking, rules about originality, plagiarism,
How they crash into this new reality. It's a huge collision.
it really is. We're looking at this potential for totally new ways to understand language intelligence.
But these ideas are running smack into systems like plagiarism checkers that were built for, well, a totally different time.
Exactly. So today's deep dive is about exploring this vision for combining AI and human language ideas.
And also tackling a really big practical problem facing researchers using AI right now.
Yeah, and the source material itself is pretty interesting. It's a paper that brings together human language theory and AI.
And it's actually co-authored by a human researcher and an AI model.
Which is kind of the point, right? It embodies the very future they're arguing for.
It definitely makes a statement.
Totally. So our mission here is to unpack the key arguments from this source.
Right. The criticism of current plagiarism rules.
The proposed AI linguistic model they have.
And, what it all means for research and maybe how you listening might interact with AI tools differently.
Okay, let's see what they've got.
So where do they kick things off?
Well, that's what's kind of surprising. You'd think they'd jump right into the deep AI theory or linguistics.
But no.
They start by going after plagiarism detection. It feels like an odd place to begin.
Maybe a bit counterintuitive at first glance. But their reasoning seems pretty practical.
Which is?
Basically, they argue that these current plagiarism systems are actually a major roadblock. Like right now.
A roadblock to innovation.
Yeah, especially for collaboration involving AI. They see these systems as actively kind of stifling the very progress their paper represents.
Okay, stifling. What's wrong with how the systems work now, according to them?
Well, a big part of it is the overemphasis on, textual similarity.
Just looking for matching words and phrases.
Exactly. The tools are basically designed to spot word-for-word overlap or stuff that's really close.
Right.
And the authors say this totally misses the point of what originality really is.
Which should be.
The novelty of the ideas, The methods being used, the actual concepts, not just the specific words.
So you could have a genuinely new idea, but maybe you use an AI to help draft it.
And boom, it gets flagged because the phrasing resembles something else out there, even if your core contribution is totally unique.
Huh.
Yeah, they give examples like original research using AI assistants getting flagged just because the language sounds, I guess, familiar or uses common technical terms.
While someone else could just tweak the words slightly on existing work.
And sail right through detection. They argue it ends up penalizing real innovation if AI helped write it, but rewards, like superficial rewording.
That feels broken.
Yeah.
It's valuing the surface over the substance.
That's their point, exactly. And they take it a step further, saying this basically discriminates against AI-assisted research.
Discrimination. How so?
Well, they see AI models, the big language models, as really sophisticated tools.
Or even collaborators.
Right, potentially collaborators. Things that boost human creativity, make us more productive, kind of like, advanced software, or maybe even a research assistant.
Okay, makes sense.
But the work done with these tools gets unfairly targeted. It's flagged as potentially unoriginal way more often, even if the human did the core thinking and the ideas are new.
And they have examples of this happening.
Yeah, they mentioned specific instances, rejections of submissions by one of the authors, Mamoudzhan Kuchkarov.
Where the work was described as original.
Original and empirically sound, yeah.
Right.
But it hit this policy wall, seemingly because of the AI involvement or how the tools interpreted it. It's presented as a real-world case of this barrier.
Wow. Which leads us to that really specific, almost like you said, absurd example they gave, the eye phenomena.
Ah, yes. That one really drives home the point about superficiality, doesn't it?
Can you break that down? What happened?
Yeah. So, in one submission, the paper got flagged for plagiarism, but not because the ideas were copied or the data.
But because?
Because the author had put the word I at the start of almost every sentence.
Just I. Repeatedly.
Yeah. Maybe for stylistic reasons or to emphasize the personal perspective. Who knows? But the system didn't see ideas.
It saw a pattern.
Exactly. It saw this repetitive structure, a simple formatting choice, and interpreted that as creating an illusion of unoriginality.
So the flag wasn't about intellectual effect at all.
Right.
It was literally about the repetitive use of a single pronoun. That's kind of wild.
It really highlights their